What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Joe Smooth. I'm coming at you with a Boku no Hero Academia, aka My Hero Academy, chapter 134 review. Now, this chapter was pretty dope. It was a battle chapter, a fight happened. It was a continuation of last chapter's Kirishima, aka Red Riot, versus that random drugged up bladed villain. So, just a little backstory. A lot of the students, or a few of the students from UA, the main class, have been putting in a lot of work. Like Uraraka and Sue, they helped take down two giant class villains. Deku, he helped in the investigation and finding Overhaul, and eventually, what I'm gonna get into which we found out at the end of this chapter, something that happened. And Kirishima, aka Red Riot, he's currently fighting. Well, by the end of the chapter, the fight was over, but fighting a drugged up villain. So Kirishima's continuing to fight, and he, as we saw last chapter, he wanted to improve himself and see how he can keep up with his top tier classmates. And he figured his quirk is different from theirs. You know, his quirk is hardening. So instead of being flashy and focused on style and technique, he focused on his strength, which is brute force. So basically, for a 30 to 40-second time frame for now, he can increase the hardness of his skin, well, his body overall, to extreme amounts. So much so that, alright, at first, the bladed quirk, I don't know, this criminal is like a random unnamed dude. So I'm just gonna say the blade user. His quirk is that he could shoot blades from all over his body. So at first, after he drugged himself up, the blade user was able to nick and scratch at Kirishima. When Kirishima hardened himself with his enhanced ability, not enhanced by drugs but through training, he was able to break the dude's blades. So there were still civilians in the area, so Kirishima, he focused the guy's attention on himself and tanked every single blade that came. But not only that, he ran forward, breaking the blades by punching them as he came through, and he punched the dude in the stomach with a move called Red Gauntlet. Basically, he hardens his fist to extreme amounts and just slugs you with it. Basically, brute force. Not much technique, but brute force. His technique is his overall training from UA and the teachers and the heroes that taught him, his field experience, all of that. So that's his technique, that's his style. But as far as his quirk goes, it really only has there's only really one way to use it. But anyways, he defeated the dude with the Red Gauntlet move. The dude was still conscious, and the dude tricked Kirishima, because Kirishima's still kind of like a naive kid, because these guys are teenagers. They're heroes in training. They're still in high school. They're not full-blown heroes yet. But he tricks Kirishima, and he runs away. But he gets caught by the professional hero Fat Gum. So Fat Gum catches him, and he tells like Kirishima sort of the hero's code and philosophies, which is to suppress or capture without any victims. So he says you got to suppress them as fast as possible. So that's done. Kirishima gets praise from the civilians that he protected, and the next day Kirishima's name is all over the news, so his classmates tell him. And the same is for Uraraka and Sue. Their names are in the news. They are praised as being the sidekicks of the heroes that helped take down, well, the heroes that took down true villains. And they actually did play important roles in those takedowns too. So then at the end, Kirishima, Deku, Sue, and Uraraka, they all have to go to their internships, but instead it's all at the same place. All the heroes plus Aizawa and Gran Torino are at the same place. So we find out that basically Night Eye has figured out, well, I shouldn't say figured out. he's gained huge advances in the case regarding the 8 precepts of death and overhaul. So he's about to reveal the information to everybody next chapter. So next chapter we're gonna get, I'm assuming we're gonna get a big reveal on the motives, backstory, etc. of Overhaul and his 8 precepts of death. So the investigation is ongoing, but as Night I said, there's been huge advancements in the investigation. So we're gonna find out a lot of stuff concerning Overhaul too. So overall, I like this chapter. I like the fight. It was Kirishima. He was a beast, especially when he was in his enhanced hardening mode. He literally looked more beast-like. I don't know how to explain. He kind of looked like a monster in a way. Like you would think that just by looking at him, you would think he's a villain. Then when he transforms back to normal, he looks like a normal, like what 14, 15-year-old kid for anime standards, normal anyways. Yeah, the fight was well drawn. I like the art style a lot, especially the scenes where Kirishima was tanking the blows, and then when he hit him with Red Gauntlet. The rest of the chapter was good too. We're seeing that the heroes, the students, I mean, they're getting a lot more developed, and then one of them even said we're all gonna learn at different paces, so not all of us are gonna advance as fast or get as famous as some of the other students. But yeah, the case now at the near the end they shifted more towards focusing on the case with the 8 precepts of death, and basically what this whole small story arc is going to be about. Because Boku no Hero, they do small story arcs instead of long drawn out ones. They're pretty short and concise, but they're all very, very good. So far, I haven't been bored or anything by any arc in Boku no Hero Academy. The manga's paced a lot better than the anime. But anyways, let's go into different things then. But I should be going to in a manga review. Overall, I like the chapter. I can't wait to see what's going on with the 8 precepts of death and Overhaul next week. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's your boy Joe Smooth out. Stay smooth. Peace.